Hi, I'm Abby and I subscribe to UseTheInkRibbon. Because they pay me to.
Hi there and welcome to another episode of UseTheInkRibbon. Today is sponsored by Tenant's Lager. Right, so yeah, out on Xbox 360, I believe it's across all platforms though, is a video game called Space Marine. Have you had a chance to play it yet? This basically tells the story of an ultramarine captain called Captain Titus, played by the infamous Mark Strong. We love Mark Strong. Do you like Mark Strong? We gave him a good review when we did our InkRibbon review of the film Green Lantern. He was brilliant. Basically though, if anyone was to ask me like, you know, what is this new game Space Marine actually like, I'd say it's a bit like the God of War series, because it's a cross genre of hack and slash with your attack combos being very similar to God of War. However, it's also got the shooter elements of a third-person shooter like Gears of War. So, I mean, Gears of War had like a melee where you just like hit people. Yes, it had its awesome chainsaw. Yeah, it was pretty good. Yeah, its downfall primarily, I felt, was that it didn't have enough puzzles. I mean, again, I'm saying God of War a lot, and I'm trying to make them sound similar, but they're not. I mean, they are very different games. Don't get confused about that. They are very different. But I mean, God of War at least had these really cool puzzles. I mean, they were very difficult to figure out when you first played through the original game. But Space Marine doesn't have anything like that. It's just war after war after. I mean, I guess that's what Warhammer's trying to sell you, to be honest.
Killing people and it'll be fine.
Killing people and it'll be fine. That's its core value. Warhammer 40,000. Yes. So I mean, after this couple of hours of just mindless killing, I mean, you're wanting a bit of dialogue here or there or some. You know, and it doesn't have that, which I felt was its downfall. But I mean, the Warhammer universe is so deep and confusing that it was very, very nice to get a bit of insight into that. I mean, all the tabletop players of the original games, they're reading about all these codexes and all this deep universe. But I mean, it's interesting to actually get an opportunity to see it. And Relic and THQ in this outing have done very well for that. No, I'm not saying you're better off getting the tabletop.
I think you should be. Just get some dice and have an imagination, and there you go.
Can't tell people that they've got to have an imagination. We're trying to sell video games to them. No, don't have zero imagination. Play video games. This is Abbi Reid, and yeah, she's trying to sell you imagination. There you go. But I mean, it was really cool getting to see what a plasma pistol actually does in terms of damage now. Because, you know, when you play the tabletop game, you go, oh, it's got 4 damage, or this one's got 6.
Problem is, no matter what you say to Warhammer fans or people who are tabletop fans,
yeah,
it'll still be a case of, yeah, we'll play it. Oh, it's not as good, it's not how I imagined it. So it's a case of just go into it and just enjoy it instead of bitching about it.
I guess that's fair. Yeah. Really love to see a sequel, perhaps following the life of an Eldar Farseer. That'd be really cool. So we need to talk about Skyrim. Did you play Oblivion?
Yes.
Do you like these games?
Yes.
What was the good points, bad points? I mean, I mean, obviously, I think everybody's played Oblivion on Xbox 360 now, but I mean, I never gave it like a massive shot or anything. So.
Well, you've got the main storyline, which you don't have to do, because I've never actually properly done it. You just start off and go, right, okay, you've got like a million things that you can do. You can join like, you know, the guilds of different things and spend like, you know, 25 hours of your life doing that, and then like still be like, hey, I've still got the main story to do. Ace!
Side quests. I like side quests. Right. There's a lot of them. I'm a big fan of that. I'm a bit completionist, I believe is the term.
Plus,
for that.
like they've brought out like so many expansions for it now, despite the fact that it's quite an old game.
Oh,
There's
it's
still,
really
like,
old.
So many expansions going on.
But the big bit about Skyrim, it's out the 11th of November, or Remembrance Day for anyone in the UK. But it's got a controversial element that, I mean, they said that as much as 90% of their original concept art and ideas that was thrown up by the developers was just thrown in the bin. Now that's a risky move, and I'm sure that happens a lot, but Oblivion was apparently very generic and was medieval, and they're trying to make Skyrim, they're trying to make it very believable.
But that's what pisses me off about it, because it shouldn't be believable. The whole point in a game is immersion and how much you can immerse yourself into it and enjoy the game. And people don't play games to depict real life, unless you're going to play Sims or something and be like, yeah, the character is real life. why go and buy a game where you can just sit there and be like,
Did you just
yeah, I did the washing.
Did you just compare Skyrim to The Sims?
Well, that's kind of what they're doing. They're trying to say, oh, it's not realistic enough.
Yeah, so you heard it here first. It's in the balance. Skyrim may be so believable that you're washing the dishes, or it could involve dragons. I'm led to believe it's got dragons in it. I believe actually is it called Legendary Edition for RRP is about £100 in the UK for their Legendary Edition, which actually gives you a kind of statue that encases the disc of the game with some concept art. I believe a DVD with some behind the scenes action and a dragon.
Let's face it. Go online.
That's my dragon.
Yeah, but
dragon. Sorry, that was my dragon. That was not
my dragon.
Was that a Scottish dragon? What's going on?
Dragon.
No.
Dragon.
There will be a dragon.
My little dragon.
Oh God, I forgot what was going on about. They were saying that their kind of tagline that they're developing the game under is Vikings meets Conan, you know, something like that. But I mean, there's a real risk of them running into similarities with the game Viking Battle for Asgard, which was available on all formats as well. I mean, the trailer footage and everything that you've been seeing that released does show characters that look very much reminiscent from that game. But it could go the other way, because I'm a big fan of developers taking risks.
Turn. Are you sure it's the same?
Oh, definitely! Again, Skyrim's available on the 11th of 11th. And I believe there's a film coming out called Immortals on the same day. Have you heard about that?
It looks ace.
Yeah, it looks really good.
It's by the
Hermes.
It's like the same people that did like 300 and that.
Yeah, but
Producers or someone was involved.
Somebody was involved.
They did too.
There's like a film.
Yeah, and
people are in it.
And it looks pretty.
There's pretty people in it. There's a dragon. There's gonna be a dragon. Mark Strong, by the way. Mark Strong. What a guy. What a guy. No, I do feel that film looks a bit like Clash of the Titans.
It's a lot of pretty much naked men running about greased up.
Okay. There's a lot of other games that we could talk about as well. Assassin's Creed Revelations, that's just round the corner. Arkham City just came out, but I feel that it's already had enough media coverage for us to not need to talk about it. There's the whole Battlefield 3 versus Modern Warfare 3 debacle going on.
See,
Call of Duty's got the throne.
You want Battlefield, I want Call of Duty.
You want Call of Duty?
Yeah.
Oh, snap! Doom! It's on! It is on, by the way. Boom! Yes! Oh, Mass Effect 3, that's coming out, bringing back John Shepard. I believe there's a multiplayer being involved in this as well, which is going to be interesting. Deus Ex, been playing that on the Xbox 360. And I'm very, very impressed with that game actually. I believe that it really does warrant a review entirely of its own with a whole episode, but I mean I'm not going to just now. Unless you guys petition me enough, but I mean it's really good, it's a great game. Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, it's really good.
It's not a people game. It's not like a invite your mates round and let them watch you play it.
It's you sit on your own in a dark room and play it yourself.
We've also got Star Wars The Old Republic coming out on PC only. Now this is interesting because it's a massively multiplayer online game with kind of new technologies involved in it. It's going to be a big replacement for Star Wars Galaxies. Interestingly though, it's going to provide huge competition against World of Warcraft.
World of Warcraft. The only one that's going to do that.
I think it's gonna though. I think it's really going to. She thinks it's destined to fail, but I think
it's purely destined to fail based on the fact that every single MMO RPG that's come out to compete with Warcraft. No, it's the only one that's come out that could possibly rival Warcraft. But you're dealing with two completely different genres. You're dealing with fantasy and you're dealing with sci-fi. You've got the people who are playing Warcraft and they're never going to budge. It's like, you know, these old people who are sitting there saying,
I love this game.
You've got the people then who are in between are like, yeah, cool, I'm up for another game, I'll play that, okay, we'll try it. But that's happened so many times with Warhammer, it happened with, Warhammer Age of Reckoning, it happened with
Guild Wars. Guild Wars Factions was the one I primarily focused on.
Yeah, and no one plays that now for a reason.
I don't think that's fair to say though. She's trying to say that you're either sci-fi or you're fantasy.
No, I'm not trying to say that, I'm just saying I know
fair.
how close-minded the people who really get into Warcraft can be.
No, I did, like a recovering addict played World of Warcraft and I managed to pull myself away to expand to other things, but
See,
I'm just as open.
Warcraft. I don't know what it's like at all. So you know, I can look at this from a total.
You've never played Warcraft.
No, but like, yeah, I think it does. It's the one contender I think that actually stands a chance from actually taking away Warcraft's crown.
Frozen throne.
Thingy. Oh god. Really?
So I got another text. Warcraft! Tell us about Warcraft, Abby. What's latest on our Warcraft?
It's going to hell!
I don't believe it is, but more interestingly, there's going to be one final big patch. It's the kind of final expansion, as it were. They've done when they did the Warcraft, which you got to explore Azeroth and all the many things that entailed within that. Then there was the Burning Crusade, which was the second expansion where they introduced Blood Elves and the weird blue guys, what are they called again?
Draenei.
The Draenei.
And the big, new continent and that.
It was a whole new world that you
Outlands.
got. The Outlands, yes. And then there was the Wrath of the Lich King.
Yep.
Wrath of the Lich King, which tied in very closely to Warcraft 3, the Frozen Throne, which was excellent, and showed you the Lich King himself, which was Arthas with Frostmourne, which is brilliant. Shown here.
Although obviously now he's dead. Cataclysm's out. So.
Spoiler alert!
Yeah, he's dead. Sorry,
Spoiler alert!
If I played the game, he dead.
He be dead! Yo! And then of course they released Cataclysm, in which they just tore up Azeroth and decided to take Grom Hellscream off the Thrall. Oh my god.
They replaced Thrall.
Thrall. Stop. Noob. Oh god.
Noob alert.
That's it. Yeah, so Thrall ceased to be the war chief in Orgrimmar. He went down to be a shaman. Now, this is what I'm trying to say. We'll now encounter our final patch and expansion. What's the most important thing about that? What's happening? Tell our viewers.
4.3 is the next patch that's coming out, in theory, between now and Christmas. They're like, so 4.3, the main thing that anyone really cares about is, you get to kill Deathwing. Deathwing fight is going to be ace, and parts of it where you're going to play on, like in the raid, and you're going to be on Deathwing's back as he goes to work. It looks really cool. And
if you take your armour, which might be tier 3, you can turn it into any armour that's tier 2. Am I right in saying that?
Aesthetically, yes.
Aesthetically.
So it'll still be exactly the same stats and that, but it'll just look prettier.
Haha. What's the most talked about playable race?
The pandas!
She's upset about this, but they're bouncy. They literally have.
They actually have a feat of strength sort of thing that's bounciness, so they can have reduced damage as they fall off stuff, and because they're bouncy and they're pandas and furry.
How could you be upset about that? Pandas? Pandas.
The pandas. Yeah, we got the pandas.
Pandas.
Pandas. Pandas. Pandas.
Well, that's the news on Warcraft as well. Steph, why are you phoning while we're filming? Yeah, I forgot to mention this as well. My sister stole my camera and did a couple of silly faces, and she probably didn't think I was brave enough to put it on the internet. So, ha ha ha.
Dragon.
Pandas.
Pandas.
My dragon.